Ah, New York, where dreams are big and the asking prices are even bigger. Where to own a piece of this town, you might just have to mortgage your soul to you-know-who. Where Spike Lee once said, "You got $1 million? That's just the down payment." But how much does it really cost to buy a home in New York? We'll break down the different expenses associated with buying and owning a home in New York so you know what to expect and feel prepared when you're ready to make a purchase. So grab your calculator, clear your spreadsheet, and get ready to conquer the fine print on your path to becoming a homeowner. I'm Carlo Romero, and welcome back to StreetEasy Home School. How much does it really cost to buy a home in New York City? The down payment is just one part of the equation. This video is intended to help you understand the various costs you may face so you can plan accordingly and go into the process with a practical budget. Here's what we'll cover today: down payments and deposits, monthly payments and ongoing fees, closing costs, and tips for navigating the buying process to save money. Let's start with the big one: down payments. If you're planning to finance your home purchase with a mortgage, a down payment is the percentage of the home's purchase price that you pay up front. The more you put down, the less you will owe in monthly mortgage payments and vice versa. But how do you determine what percentage makes the most sense? Most buildings or sellers will set a benchmark for you by declaring a minimum down payment percentage they will accept. In New York, the minimum down payment is typically 20%, but there are exceptions. Some new development condos may accept as little as 10% down, and some co-ops may require up to 50% down or not allow financing at all. An experienced buyer's agent can help you find a home with a down payment allowance that works for you. Some buyers who can afford to do so will choose to pay the purchase price in cash. In negotiations, this is known as an all-cash offer. This can make your offer stand out in a competitive market and is often appealing to sellers. However, you should consider your personal financial situation and the tax benefits of a mortgage before deciding whether to pay all cash. Next, let's talk about the ongoing monthly payments you can expect when you buy a home in New York. If you finance a portion of your purchase with a loan, you will owe the lender a monthly mortgage payment. This includes a portion of the remaining cost of the home after the down payment, plus interest. When you look at a listing on StreetEasy, click the calculator icon under Estimated Payment. There, you can adjust interest rates and the terms of your mortgage to see the estimated monthly mortgage payment you will owe. The calculator also shows monthly maintenance fees or common charges. Co-ops charge maintenance fees, which cover the operating costs and underlying mortgage of the building, as well as New York City property taxes. Maintenance fees are set by the building's co-op board and are typically non-negotiable. Condo owners pay common charges, which tend to be lower than maintenance fees and cover building upkeep, some utilities, and staff salaries. Common charges do not include property taxes, so condo owners must pay taxes separately. Both maintenance fees and common charges tend to fluctuate, so you should expect them to rise annually to account for inflation and other factors. As you search through StreetEasy, you may come across some condos and co-ops that reference monthly assessments for specific time periods. These charges are in addition to maintenance fees and common charges. Generally, assessments are used to fund capital improvements in a building. Capital improvements can be anything from renovating the lobby to installing a new furnace system to a facade restoration. The final category of costs to consider when buying a home is closing costs. These are the miscellaneous fees that buyers and sellers have to pay when closing on a home. In total, they typically add up to around 2 to 5% of the purchase price. Bank-related costs include a mortgage recording tax if you buy a condo or townhouse, which is around 2% of the mortgage depending on the cost of the home. You may be responsible for mortgage origination fees as well. Title-related closing costs include title insurance if you buy a condo or townhouse, the cost of which varies based on how many previous owners the unit has had. If you are purchasing a property over $1 million, you will also be responsible for paying a mansion tax, which ranges from 1 to 3.9% depending on the purchase price of the home. If you're purchasing in a new development, you may also be responsible for paying the city and state transfer taxes, which range from 1.4 to around 2% depending on the purchase price. In a resale, the transfer tax is typically the responsibility of the seller. Other closing costs may include home appraisal fees, board application fees, and moving costs. Finally, We have a few tips for navigating the buying process in New York to help you save money. Some of these may seem obvious or insignificant, but taken together, they can make a sizable dent in your total costs. First, if you're planning to finance, shop around for the best mortgage rates. Research from our colleagues at Zillow found that 38% of buyers with a mortgage only contacted one lender before choosing the one to finance their home purchase. Don't settle for one bank's rates. You could be missing out on a better deal. Second, negotiate closing costs. When you and your agent are working through the terms of the sale with the seller, you may ask the seller to cover certain closing costs, such as the transfer taxes or mansion taxes if relevant. Consider first-time homebuyer programs. There's government assistance available for first-time homebuyers to help them with the down payment and closing costs. The Home First program, for example, provides qualified buyers up to $100,000 to help with these costs. Some banks also offer cost assistance for certain home buyers. There are savings available to you if you're looking for co-ops or for homes under $1 million. Staying under $1 million may allow you to avoid the mansion tax, and buying a co-op may eliminate the need to pay a mortgage recording tax or for title insurance. Use an affordability calculator to stay within your budget. StreetEasy's fixed rate mortgage calculator can help you assess your monthly costs and decide what's viable for you. And last, but certainly not least, consider working with an expert buyer's agent who can help you navigate these important negotiations and decisions and provide strategies to make your offer stand out. Reach out to StreetEasy Concierge at the link below to get matched with a StreetEasy expert buyer's agent with experience in the neighborhood or building you're considering. We hope this video will be a helpful resource as you embark on your home buying journey. Thanks for watching.